At the 1992 centenary of the New Zealand Rugby Football Union, rugby was again at the crossroads.
But it was a test match that didn't run according to the All Black game plan. A test match that in the end sent a chill down the spine of every All Black supporter. The selectors had done their job. This international side wasn't here for a romp. They were here to win.
Let's be tighter. Everything's coming now. It's going to be tighter. Okay? And let's go beyond the ball. Okay?
Really lock it up, Lloyd. Okay? Must win.
Hello.
Jacks out. All those jacks. Okay? Let's go.
The 28-14 win was great for the World 15, most of whom had never been in a team that had beaten the All Blacks. Those old-timers that looked on knew that it put pressure on the new boom management of the New Zealand side, and the public began to fear a whitewash.
The next day, the All Blacks were off to Wellington with many of the questions about the ability of the side to win the series left unanswered. Questions that were still being debated at the parliamentary reception, in between other issues important to an ex-front row Prime Minister.
Well, great being here, and we sincerely hope that we'll have you in South Africa on the 15th of August as well.
At Athletic Park, festivities started with two of the oldest clubs in the country, Nelson and Carterton, battling out under the 1890 rules, while the youngsters paraded the flags of the Union. All Black heroes of the past were almost lost in the crowd. The hero of the final Springbok Test in 1981, Alan Hewson, and 1924 skipper Jock Richardson at 95, the oldest living All Black. The game turned out to be one of the most exciting displays of All Black power ever seen in New Zealand. The 54-26 win certainly pleased the converted, silenced the skeptics, and had everybody on the edge of their seat for the deciding third test. Back in the dressing room, it was all smiles.
All Blacks such a long heritage of great rugby players, and I wasn't about to let it slip. We'll let them down from all those players from the past, the great New Zealand.
Thanks, guys. Well done. Oh, that was a different dog thing. Oh, was it? Yeah, damn it.
At the festivities that night in the Michael Fowler Centre, there was a new glow of optimism, and some All Blacks showed unexpected talents. Auckland, 2 days later. All Blacks doing the kind of job the public expect, promoting the game. Sign pass, sign dummy, Sign pass? Practice makes perfect. Another bunch of old-timers talk over the game. Tiny White, Wilson Winnery.
A lot of people with influence, a lot of people with ability to help you. And if you play the game well and behave well and be an honourable person, rugby has a way of looking after its people.
There are those who have long been celebrated. Don Clark remembers others who aren't.
The trousers, the socks, everything, all washed. Brings them, make sure they're ready for the next Saturday. Has she ever been invited to a game? That's right. And she does it week in, week out.
Eden Park, the scene of so many classic test matches and a seemingly endless stream of Auckland Ranfurly Shield victories, was the venue for the grinds and bumps of Auckland razzmatazz and the thrill of the deciding test.
The test was tough and uncompromising, but the All Blacks were there to start a new era for New Zealand rugby, and win they did, 26-15.
Good stuff. Let's play top work out there. 3 in a week.
What had begun with disaster at Christchurch ended up with exhilaration at Auckland. A new team, a new set of selectors, and a new coach had set the seal on the Centenary. The biggest crowd of all attended the celebrations in the social rooms of Ellerslie Racecourse, a crowd that was entertained by that charismatic Irish businessman, wit, and wing three-quarter supreme, Tony O'Reilly.
Asking an Irishman to come to a racetrack to talk about rugby in front of a full bar, the length of the entire Emporium, must be a moment of inspiration, one of the few that the New Zealand Rugby Union have had in the last 100 years. New Zealand, when I was here 33 years ago, was a sort of monastic society. It was very enclosed. It was a society that had very fixed relationships, particularly with the United Kingdom. It had fixed attitudes in terms of tariff and quota. What I sense today is this is a new dynamic, international, worldwide New Zealand, a different country than the country that I came to 33 years ago. A country that, in a sense, is able, in commercial terms, to take on the world commercially, the way the All Blacks took us all on the rugby field.
New Zealand may have won the series, but everyone won the Centenary.
1992 will be a shared memory for all who experienced that never-to-be-forgotten year. It was a year when we beat the World 15. We beat the Irish. We showed that we would soon be beating Australia. Finally, we achieved that last great challenge for any All Black side, an unbeaten tour of South Africa. In their 100 years of rugby, the All Blacks had won an incredible 804 of the 949 games they had played.
As the New Zealand Rugby Football Union enters its second century, rugby seems set for great change. Let us hope that the camaraderie, the sacrifice, the tradition, and the joy of the amateur game are not forgotten.
Athletic Park welcomes the oldest living All Black, Jock Richardson.
When Jock Richardson walked onto Athletic Park during the centenary, he symbolised all of these things. He is our last living link with those who forged our country's rugby reputation. Let us salute the game that has come to symbolise New Zealand, all New Zealanders, and all of those whose skill and vision have made it so. The men of the Silver Fern.